How can a poor village be turned into a fortress using only alchemy? Normally, it would require huge manpower and resources, but he only needed some basic materials. Through alchemy, he could achieve it almost instantly. However, the principle was not creating something from nothing. It was just reorganizing existing materials, so he was limited by available resources. At the start, he could only give the villagers simple housing upgrades. They were basic, but had everything needed, and for a fortress, safety comes first, so he had people dig a moat around the village. This not only blocked enemies effectively, it also solved the water supply problem. Villagers no longer had to travel far to fetch water, and since rain could raise the water level and cause flooding, he also dug a lake behind the village. It could be used as a reservoir in normal times. Of course, the moat was only the beginning. When it comes to safety, the most important thing is still the walls. The village used to have nothing but dirt walls, so he tried combining alchemy with stone, turning the walls as solid as concrete. But defense alone isn't enough. You also need offensive power. Using memories from his past life, he made simple ballistae, and even added shields on them. This way they could defend and attack at the same time. After all these steps, this place could no longer be called a village. It had already become a small fortress. Normal monsters and bandits couldn't break in at all. To everyone else, it was already impregnable, but in the male lead's eyes, this was nothing more than an emergency measure. To strengthen it further, more resources were needed. The fastest way was to buy them from merchants, but then came the problem of money, so he had to create income first, and the first thing he thought of was using alchemy to make weapons and equipment. In chaotic times, these were the easiest things to sell. He had already made weapons for his men before, so he decided to test their performance. Fatty had recently bought an expensive shield outside. He was very confident in its defense, but unexpectedly, the subordinate holding the weapon made by the male lead barely used any force, and the shield snapped in half. After real testing, the sharpness of alchemy made weapons was beyond imagination. Selling them well wouldn't be a problem. And then came another piece of good news. Samoan found many rare ores nearby, including even mithril. This meant the area wasn't as resource poor as expected. With so many ores, the male lead could make even better equipment. After word spread that his weapons could cut through iron like mud, everyone rushed to have him craft gear for them, but only the steward was concerned about the mithril, because in his knowledge, mithril only appears near dungeons, which meant there was an undiscovered dungeon nearby. If this was exposed, the village's importance would rise sharply. After all, dungeon resources are insanely rich, but at the same time, dangers would follow, because people from all sides would come, and with the village's current strength, they couldn't handle that at all. Neighboring countries might even attack for profit, and if the male lead's father found out that the village he exiled him to was valuable, he would likely be driven away again, and his brother would be sent to take over. In the end, everything would be for nothing, so the best solution was to hide the existence of the dungeon for now, and first strengthen the village's power. On this point, everyone reached an agreement. However, plans never keep up with change. One day, a group of monsters suddenly attacked the village. They were armored subdragons, immune to blades and arrows. Luckily, the male lead already had countermeasures. He ordered the gates shut immediately. For the villagers, this was a crisis, but for him, it was an opportunity. It would let the villagers experience real combat, and also give him a chance to make a huge profit, because materials from armored subdragons are extremely valuable.